sometimes people have what it takes, but they haven't recognized it yet. Just go forward. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you are. Name format. Welcome everybody and hello. This is Andrew David, Blake Newbar's partner program, Monday through Friday, noon Eastern time. Couple of quick comments before I roll into this. I had a handful of people recently that's not someone directly to me, some to accountability reps, talking about things, and you know, someone said, "Oh, I popped onto one of those high performance calls that you were doing or that he was doing, and it just seems like he was just trying to, cheerleader, rah. Like, do people really need to be lifted up and given motivation like that?" And I kind of chuckle and I go, welcome to life and adulthood and the real world. And if you think you can get through not just this, but anything without some type of assistance, man, good luck to you. This is, my purpose here isn't just to make you feel good about the program. Okay. And I know most of you guys here have been here for a while and you understand that, but maybe somebody watches the recording or maybe someone needs to hear it now. The purpose of these calls is to help you become better. Yes. To help you become better marketers, to help you become better partners within the program, to help you get launched, to help you, scale, but to help you become better individuals, better, in relationships, learn how to build business relationships, become better with your personal relationships, just become better individuals all around, so mindset, skill set, motivation, clarification, understanding strategies, the whole 9 yards. So that's why I do these. That's why I do the topics that I do. That's why I pick what I do. If you guys have topics that you want me to touch on, by all means, message me. Now, occasionally I'll say, hey, I just did that one. Here's a video. Go watch. Because I was thinking about it last night. Yes, one of the reasons I'm having you guys come on is because, hey, it gives me a 5 to 10 minute break on content. Guys, I've now been doing these for over a year and a half, on average 20 to 22 or so a month. I mean, we're close to 250 plus calls. Guess what? Once in a while, I'm going to repeat something because damn, that's a lot of content, ladies and gentlemen. All right. It's a lot of stuff to go over. So, and I appreciate you guys. So thank you, Drake. I'm glad you guys do. And I know you guys showing up, like I recognize how much that, that support, hopefully you guys recognize how much that support means to me. So thank you. But if I'm repeating something, if you have a topic, you're like, hey, he hasn't talked about this either in a while, or I'd like to hear about this, then by all means, message me. I'm not going to do content training every single day. That's not the purpose of these calls, though. Just I'm putting that out there. Okay. So, but on that note, we are going to talk a little bit about content today. So here we go. What and when to post, how to do it. Here we go. All right. What and when to post on Facebook. Occasionally I get businesses that go, I'm not going to use social media. I go, oh, that's great. That's nice. Here's the thing about social media, and you guys can go look these statistics up. Okay. We have over 2.8 billion people on Facebook right now. 2.8 billion. Now, when you eliminate the population of China, because China doesn't use Facebook, right? And then you kind of just mentally, you can do the math. You pull out certain sections of Asia, Africa, Latin America, some areas that don't have access to internet at that level. Overall population wise, you've got more than 50% of the population that is on Facebook by itself. And then if we add in over 1 billion on Instagram, 600-700 million on LinkedIn, you have over 1 billion now on TikTok. People are on social media if you're not doing it. And I know most of you guys understand that, but your business now, you've got to post, guys. You've got to put stuff out there. Okay. Let me pull this up. Yeah. 5 times a week. It would be a little bit more is kind of what we'd recommend, but we're going to look at that. So to start with, begin with the basics, define your target audience. Blake talks about it inside the dashboard. I talk about it on every single strategy session that we do. I am going to give you guys these slides because there's a couple of things here and I'm going to have a couple of links. So I'll do that here in just a minute. Remind me at the end of the call. So What are their demographics, age, gender? What do they do for a living? Where do they live? What's their highest level of education? Those are the basics. When I had Michael on last week, he was talking about how he creates, he's got Jack and Jill. I don't remember. Luke and Lily is what he called them. His target audience, he's brought it down and he said, this woman is this age, this demographic, this is what she does, this is what she likes, this is who she is, this is her education, all of that. And he's done the same with the male and female. Some of you guys may have, 2 guys, 2 women, because you have different variations of that type of contractor, right? That real estate agent. You've got the brand new, you've got this seasoned, we've got this, we got that, right? So you break down their demographics so that you understand them. One of the top skills that Blake talks about is listening to your audience. I talk about doing the research. Guys, it starts here, okay? Understanding who your audience is. Now, I don't have this on here. Michael brought up a great point. When you're looking at your brand and your message, I've talked to you guys a lot about the attractive character that Russell Brunson talks about inside of his books. You have the reporter evangelist, you have the leader, you have the reluctant hero, you have the adventurer. Figure out which one you are. And if you're listening, you're going, what the hell is he talking about? Go back to the high performance calls. I've done, multiple videos talking about those topics. So understand how you're going to present yourself, understand your target audience. And then Michael talks about those pillars is what he calls them, but your core foundation, like these are the principles that I want to talk about consistently in my business, right? If you understand those things, then what the hell you're going to post becomes a hell of a lot easier. So much easier. You don't have to think as much because it's there. Okay. You go, well, I don't know what I'm going to post. Well, I'm going to post about family. I'm going to post about entrepreneurship. I'm going to post about personal development. I'm going to post about growth. I'm going to post about health. I'm going to post about, it's there. It's done. Life on a boat, life as a personal trainer, finance and nonprofit, right? Human relations and business partnerships, right? It becomes that much quicker because you've got that stuff listed. Put it on your board next to you. Put it on the notepad or post it on the computer. Have that stuff, and then it's easy to come up with ideas, right? So that's where we start. Now, I am going to give you guys this. So this is just a little demographic about engagement on Facebook. So this is Monday through Sunday, and this is time of the day. If we look, right? So midnight, 1, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock. Now, this is Eastern Standard Time, guys. So as far as time zone goes, now this is for everybody all across the world. I don't care where you guys are. The U.S. is going to be your biggest market. Yes, South Africa, US, or UK, Canada can be good markets, but they should kind of fall into that second and third position because the U.S. population-wise, business-wise, just has more. This has nothing to do with nationalism or anything else. It's just where your audience is. So that's who you're going to try and sell to begin with. Now, if you want to sell there and kind of go hard at a localized area that you're a part of, or that you is more your culture, community, country, etc., that's great, guys. But don't eliminate the U.S. just for whatever reason. It is the biggest market. That's just the way it is. So, and the U.S. So, and I love this statistic. Look, Eastern and Central time zones, 80% of the population. So when I say, or when the numbers show you 11 and 12 o'clock, that's the busiest time, then damn it, that's how I'm going to post is 11 and 12 o'clock. Now, a lot of you guys, you got to remember, we're going after, here's some things we're going to look at, right? So I've got general here. These are, and remember, these are generalizations. 8 to 5, 10 a.m., 1 to 2, 11, 8 to 3, 11, 10 a.m. to 2. Here's what you guys got to understand about this. If your niche is women entrepreneurs, right? Well, then am I going after women entrepreneurs that are stay-at-home moms that are building a business, or am I targeting women entrepreneurs that are in the workforce? Because guess what? The timing is probably going to be a little bit different. A woman entrepreneur that's in the workforce that has a regular job, well, right at 9 o'clock, so like 8 to 9, let's be real. Most people get to work and they hop on Facebook right away before they actually get their day started. And then at lunchtime, that 11 to 1 window, and then after, that's when they're going to be the most active. Now, a stay-at-home mom, middle of the day, odds are she's doing housework or whatever, taking care of, the little kids, things like that. So that may not be the best time. They're going to be a different time. Understanding your audience is going to be important, right? And this goes for all sorts of different industries. So certain, if you're going after people in healthcare, and you can look up, guys, I'm going to give you a couple of the slides and I'll give you a couple of links. But guys, you can find this information on Google. And there are other sites like Hootsuite, like what were some of the ones? BuzzSumo. There's all of these. They've done studies at a level that I can't do. The information that I share with you, I Googled it. It's not that hard to find. Okay. You just need to do a little work. Sarah and Craig, right now, I don't use Hootsuite. I probably will this year. I'm looking to increase the amount of content that I put out. I'm going to show you some of the content that I'm going to put in when I talk about content here in just a second, but I probably will begin that. I'm just not currently using Hootsuite. Okay. So, all right. Does everybody get what I'm saying about times? These are generalizations. Okay. But do a little research on your audience and you may find that time modifies a little bit. So those are some basics. So here's some other basics. Depending on what it is, Saturday and Sunday may work depending on who your business is targeting. Sometimes it's weekday, sometimes it's weekend, Thursdays and Fridays, Wednesdays. Monday isn't as active. What I found in the niches that I work with, Monday isn't as active as Tuesday. Why? Because it's the first day of the week. People are getting back to work. They've just had the weekend. They're not, they've spent the weekend on social media. They're not spending as much time on it right now. They're trying to get their work week started. Tuesday, they're already frustrated. And so they get on social media even in the middle of the day, right? So 1, 3, 9 a.m. These are in general kind of the best times when it comes to business. Now, one study showed that engagement rates, so again, what they see and then what they engage with may be a little bit different. One study showed that engagement rates Thursdays and Fridays is a little bit higher. Hootsuite is a program that helps you kind of schedule what you want to post. So you can post something there and it helps you schedule what goes out and when it goes out. There's a couple of different things like that. And maybe next week we'll pull up Hootsuite and BuzzSumo and Soup. Like I'll do a handful of these extra little programs. Some of them are free, some of them cost money. So honestly, right now, unless you're posting to a bunch of different platforms, guys, you don't need it. I mean, that's the reality. You don't need it. So, okay. So Forrest, is that the days that they're most active online or is that the days they're most active with work?
With work, especially in businesses when it comes to mobile owners, is Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Okay, so if they're busier during work that time, then maybe I don't post as much on those. I look for times when they, or at least they're looking for some kind of break. But again, that's what you guys figure out. When are they looking for a little bit of downtime? Have they had a long day? They get home and they want to, sit on the couch. They crack open a cold beverage or a bottle of wine or something, where they get Uber Eats, they sit down, they're going to, do whatever, put on sports, but they got their social media up and they're scrolling there anyway. Right. So that's kind of the stuff to be aware of.
I see your point.
I wouldn't worry about using Hootsuite and some of these. I am going to introduce them to you guys so you know what they are. I don't think right now you're posting enough to really warrant it. Like I'm going to use it because I'm going to be on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and I want to correlate stuff across it, and I'm going to be posting multiple times a day. I'm going to go kind of as an experiment. I'm going to overshare in a way to see what the results are there. So, but for most of you guys, I wouldn't worry about something like Hootsuite. Now, this is straight from Blake. How many of you guys remember seeing this? Hopefully you do. 70, 20, 10. 70% of the stuff that you post is yours. Easy to do when you have those pillars and you understand your audience. Okay. 20% is other people's content. So I can borrow credibility. A great thing to do here, and Blake talks about it as well inside the training. Guys, some of this I'm giving to you from Google. Some of it I'm pulling from section 9 in the dashboard. If you've got the regular partner program, section 10 or 11 inside the accelerator.
Section 10 in the accelerator.
Yeah. And then with the accelerator, you also have the traffic explosion masterclass. So a bunch of extra training there. Use it. But 20% other people's content means I'm going to share, like I'm going to share one of Steve Sims' posts a little bit later on today. I'm going to share Gay Hendricks. I'm going to share, other people that I want to connect with. Right. So finding a way to do that. This is, like Michael talks about the Dream 100. Blake talks about the Dream 100. You guys, you should have either a Dream 10. Come up with a handful of names of people in your niche that you want to connect with and possibly build some kind of relationship with. If you share someone else's content, you share my stuff, I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to know who it is. I'm going to repost you posting me, right? So maybe I end up bringing a little bit of exposure to you because you exposed me to your audience. That's what a lot of people will do, especially on Instagram. Super easy to do that. And then 10% promo. You do want to promote, but one mistake I see a lot of people make is they are doing 70% promo and 10% content. Nobody's going to engage with you like that. Nobody. They're going to bounce. Okay. Now, what are you posting? This is straight from Blake. You can find this inside the training on engagement templates. So ideas for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to give you this to you. Okay. But there's some ideas there. Here's the thing. Best Facebook post format for engagement. Videos. Now this is 2018, but honestly, guys, it really hasn't changed. Video, except you can add in polls and other stuff like that now. Video, questions, photos, giveaways, links, and coupons. Video has a higher level of engagement. Your video or someone else's. And hey, guess what? I've offered you guys an opportunity to come on here and film a video. Maybe some of you guys be smart and take advantage of it. You get a 5, 6, 7 minute video. Maybe then you either learn how to do it in Canva, do it yourself, or you give it to someone else and say, hey, can you turn this into 3 or 4 videos for me? Now I've got 4 or 5 videos. You can transcribe some of the things. You can turn that into a post. You can take that 5 to 7 minute video and turn it into 20 pieces of content if you really want to do it, guys. Literally hundreds of dollars in value just by showing up. Okay. Now, a few ideas on content here. Ask questions, give them behind the scenes, trending topics, branded graphics, tell stories, videos, infographics, show your personality, blog posts, industry tips, and then share appropriate memes. Sometimes people use memes that just don't know. Like this makes sense. Stay away from some of the political stuff that's out there, unless it's just, like last year during the inauguration when, how many of you guys saw Bernie Sanders when he was sitting there in his coat with his mittens and he looked freezing, and how that turned into 1,000 different memes? That's something that everybody, I think, could get behind. That was kind of funny no matter what situation you put it in, but you can do something like that without coming off too polarizing. You can be a little polarized and just not crazy. Now, infographics. Let me show you a quick example of that. I did a call this week about your ideal, about, the horizon, about all of that. And then I shared 4 or 5 different things that you can do to become happier, to measure from the actual one to versus the gap, right? So I have my guy create some infographics. You guys can do this. I don't like doing it. I pay someone else to do it. You can do this on Canva. Okay. But he's created some infographics for me that we can use. Oops. Don't need to see that. Right. But he created these infographics from the video. And he's going to take the video and turn it into a 60-second reel that I can use on Facebook and on Instagram. We've already got it up on YouTube. We're also going to take that same reel. We're going to turn it into a YouTube short. One piece of content multiplied out. Guys, you can do the same thing. Don't overthink it. And that's the problem. What am I going to post? What am I going to do? Just post, damn it. I mean, try to come up with something engaging. Try to make it look a little bit different, but you just need to start doing it. Drake using the first slide. Oh, the one with Gene Wilder, the Willy Wonka. Good. Do it. Absolutely. So, all right, guys, that's what I just wanted to give you a little bit of that. I'm going to give you these slides so you can look at them. I want you to do a little bit of research. Yeah, Facebook has Jillian's saying offers a planner for Facebook and Instagram. You need to have the page. I mean, there's Facebook analytics. There's all sorts of stuff. Once you start getting interaction, I will say this, guys, your first few weeks of actually posting, don't freak out about anything other than just being consistent. First couple of months, really, like you have to be consistent on your page, consistent in groups. You got to do that. You got to do both. Okay. There's an old saying when I was doing affiliate marketing. Some of you guys come from the affiliate marketing world. There was a saying a friend of mine said one time, and I kind of took it and ran with it. I use it all the time, but he said, you need an ocean full of impressions to get a boat full of clicks to get a bucket full of leads. You just got to keep putting it out there, right? You get 20, 40, 50, 100, like that's starting, right? I can't gauge anything there, right? So you got to keep going. Once I get into, it's like working with you guys. When I look at the momentum process and what kind of extra training you need, there's a reason that I've, like, some of you guys that did my strategy session a while ago, if you were to do it now, I've changed things a little bit because you recognize more and more what people need, right? There's a reason that I've changed some of this stuff on this call because I recognize more where people are needing, some of that extra area filled in. Blake, you guys will do the same thing, right? You'll recognize when your audience is interacting, when they're engaging. You'll pay attention to questions that they ask. Hopefully you're in groups and you're seeing, if you're in a number of groups, you'll see multiple questions asked a number of times across the groups. Paying attention to that should give you ideas. Oh, I'm going to talk about this. Why would I talk about that? Well, 4 different people posted about it in different groups this week. So somebody's asking. So I'm going to come in. If people are asking that question, I'm going to respond in their comment, but I'm going to come into that group and I'm going to post something that teaches, hey guys, here's this quick tidbit that I learned, or that I learned as a blah, 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 or that I figured out, or working with a business owner. Here's something that I learned about this. Answer that question. What do you think? What's your opinion? And let them talk about it. That's how you help people in those groups. That's how you connect, right? Okay. So on that note, go out, study your audience, start posting, start doing stuff. Even if you haven't launched your funnel yet, you can still post on your page. You can get used to just engaging a little bit more, get in the habit. Posting once a day takes you legit 2 minutes, 60 seconds. It doesn't take a ton of time. Really, just do it. Nice. Sometimes people have what it takes. You guys haven't recognized it yet. I'm going to stop this. So what do you need to do? How do you stand out? So what you need to do is be that person that's different and is bigger than you think. Rise from the ashes and fly like the phoenixes that you